Hey everyone, welcome back to Terranvis Studios. My name is Ken and we are back with Coding 101. Okay, so in this video, we're actually not going to do any coding. What I wanted to do was show you how to download an IDE, which I believe I explained in the last video, but basically an IDE is the platform you're going to use to code. So think of it like Microsoft Word for writing a Word document. It'll show you any syntax errors, meaning any errors in your code, and try and help you fix them. So now, originally, I wanted to do a video on each. I was going to show you how to download Notepad++, and then I was going to show you how to download Visual Code. What I realized was there's really no need for Notepad++ anymore, in my personal opinion. Visual Code is such an outstanding platform that I figured I would just go with Visual Code. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to download Visual Code to make a couple things a little easier. So the first thing you want to do is go to any web browser that you use and type in code.visualstudios.com. Now, a link to this will be in the description below, so you can just click on that and it'll take you straight to you. So now I already have this installed on my system, but I wanted to show you the install process, so I am going to try and install it on an external hard drive. So right here, you're going to see the button. It's going to say download for Windows. You can click this little arrow to download it for different operating systems. They have Linux, Mac, and Windows. So I'm going to download it. And this is a stable build. You could also download unstable builds for basically like newer features that aren't released in the stable build yet. I just stick with the stable build. It's nice, it's easy, it works perfect. Now, my web browser, my download's going to be right here. In Google, they're going to be somewhere down here. So I'm going to click on this to open the file. And now this is basically going to be the application that installs Visual Code onto your computer. So now this is a licensing agreement. It's very long, but I do recommend you read it if you can, if you have the patience. It basically just explains what you're, in downloading and using this product, what you're agreeing to. I'm going to hit accept and then next. And now select additional tasks. So these are additional things that you can do while installing the application on your computer. You can create it as a desktop icon, add open with code action to Windows Explorer file content. I will do that. So basically what that means is if you go to a file and you right click, there's a little thing that says open with. And you get a long list of things you can open with, and one of those will be Visual Code. It makes it easier to open files. Add open with action to Windows Explorer directory context menu. I'll do that as well. Register code as an editor for supported file types. I won't do that. And then add the path requires shell restart. Okay, so let's hit next. And now install, but it's not letting me choose where it's going to install. So I'm just going to hit install, and I guess we'll see what happens. Okay, so now once you have it installed, this window will pop up. It'll say launch Visual Studio. So I'm going to click finish, and it should automatically launch Visual Code. Okay, so now that we have Visual Code up and running, I want to just walk you through creating a document because as horrible as it's going to sound, I actually didn't use Visual Code and continued to use Notepad++ for all my JavaScript editing for about a good 6 months because I didn't want to read through the documentation to figure out how to actually use Visual Code. And it's actually extremely simple to get started. So you're going to see File, and then you're going to see New File. Once you create a new file, notice that it says Untitled. This is my error that I did not pay attention to. Okay, so I just made a real quick, I just want to get this up and running. So basically I just put a paragraph, and I put Hello World inside. So as you can see, the IDE isn't working because what should happen is all this should be color-coded to let you know everything's running fine and what tags need to be colored a certain color. And that's how it helps define and helps you program better. So this isn't working, and this is what I couldn't figure out when I first downloaded this. I literally downloaded it, started coding, couldn't figure out this because in Notepad++, I should say, in Notepad++, when you go up to the menu up here, you can see this right here. You can't see this, though, which is unfortunate. When you go up to the menu up here, it lets you select your language. So you click on something, and then it would take you to all the languages, and you select it, and that's how the IDE would, the text would change colors. I couldn't find that here, and instead of actually reading the documentation, I gave up and went back to Notepad++. It wasn't until I think it was like 6 months later, I finally realized, hey, you know what, let me, Notepad++ is great, but I'd like something better. Let me read the documentation because it was like Visual Code came out and it exploded on the internet. Everyone was using Visual Code. So, reading through the documentation, I realized I was being a dum-dum, as usual. All you have to do is hit File, and you have to save it. Because otherwise, it's not the correct file, right? So I'll just save it to my desktop, and we're gonna save it as. Actually, I'll save it to. Yeah, I'll save it here, and we're gonna go Coding 101, and we'll just type lesson 2. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this. So now once you go to save type, so the file name is what you're gonna name the file, and then save as type. You click this allow, and you could save it as any language that supports visual code. So I do a lot of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and this is HTML code. So we're going to find the HTML tag, click it, or you could just type it in, and then hit save. And now you'll see it changed color. So now when you double click on this file, you will see that it will open up, and we'll do that in a minute. That's literally how easy it is to get started programming visual code. Just write some code and save it in a file, the correct file extension, and then you can get coding right away. So one other thing I wanted to show you, actually, before I do that, let's just run this, just so you can see. So now notice that lesson 2 that we just saved is HTML, and you can see the little Chrome diagram because that's my initial web opening, and hello world. Perfect. So we know it works. We know this works. For a little even more demonstration, if you would like, I can change something just to show you it is absolutely working. Okay, so now I'm going to show you all this later. Don't worry about the code, but basically what I did was I'm just changing the P value in hello world, background color to red. So if you go back to the file, which I closed because I'm a dum-dum, and we click on it now you see the background of the text is red. So you can see that this is working properly. So that's going to do it for this video. I hope everyone enjoyed. If you have any other ideas that you want to see programming-wise, let me know in the comments below. But as always, I hope you all stay happy, stay healthy, stay pixel perfect.